Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studio in Atlanta, Georgia. It's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by Kennesaw State University's Executive MBA program, the accelerated degree program for working professionals looking to advance their career and enhance their leadership skills. And now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, it's important to recognize our sponsor, KSU's Executive MBA program. Without them, we couldn't be sharing these important stories. Today on Atlanta Business Radio, we have Dr. Derek S. Scott with Famous Dave's. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Well, I'm excited to learn what you're up to. I see here that you're bringing Georgia's first Famous Dave's location to the metro area. Tell us about it.
That is correct. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but I moved here from Tacoma, Washington. And when we was in Tacoma, Washington, that's when we fell in love. That's me and my family fell in love with Famous Dave. And it was more than just barbecue. It was some of the other items that they have on the menu. And when we moved here to Georgia 7 years ago, we didn't find a restaurant similar to it. So I want to bring it to Georgia.
Now, we mentioned you're a doctor. Is this normal for doctors to also have a side hustle of opening restaurants?
Well, I wouldn't say it's abnormal, but most physicians just concentrate on their medical practice. But just so happened in my case, my restaurant experience helped finance my medical career because when I was in medical school, I had a restaurant that helped defer some of my student loan costs.
So you've been involved in the restaurant industry in the past. What got you into opening franchise?
My first restaurant adventure was a restaurant that I started called Taste of Chicago. It was in Nashville, Tennessee, and it specialized in Chicago-style cuisine, Italian beef, Chicago-style hot dog, Chicago-style Polishes. But when I moved to Georgia, I was going to do a similar kind of concept, but they already have restaurants similar to that here. So I wanted for my second love, which was Famous Dave and Barbecue.
Now, were you looking for a restaurant or were you looking just for Famous Dave's? Like, did you go through what a lot of folks go through when they're thinking about a franchise? Okay, I'm going to research this. I'm going to choose from a menu of a lot of different options and they land on what they land on. But for you, you were just going to do Famous Dave's?
Pretty much I wanted to do just Famous Dave. I tried the local barbecue spots around here and they really just didn't satisfy our need. Or what we really was expecting from barbecue. The good thing I like about Famous Dave is kind of Chicago-inspired barbecue because the owner's from Chicago. So that's what I really like about the taste and the flavor of Famous Dave versus some of the local chains that's already here.
Now, where is it located?
We haven't opened yet, but I'm looking at locations up in Alpharetta, Roswell, St. John area.
And
so pretty much off of 400.
Is it going to be a freestanding store?
It depends if I find the right space. Ideally, that's what I would like to have, but it depends what's available.
So then, can you talk a little bit about what it's been like working with Famous Dave's to open here in Georgia? Were they looking for someone to kind of come into Georgia, or you just kind of, it was the right fit for you and them?
A little bit of both. This would be the first Famous Dave in Georgia. The next closest one would be Knoxville, which is in Tennessee. So they wanted to expand into Georgia, and it just so happened I live here and I want to bring Famous Dave to Georgia. So we kind of a match made in heaven, kind of speak.
Now, did you buy just the metro territory or did you buy all of Georgia? Are you looking to build an empire here?
Ideally, I would love to build an empire, but right now it's just concentrated around Atlanta area and hopefully we can expand from there.
Now, what are some of the things you look for in an ideal location? What type of community is best suited for Famous Dave's?
I like to be mixed use. I like to be some commercial business, but heavy in residential. One of the things that we really liked about the product is their Famous Feast, which you order ahead. You pick it up, take it home for the family. It's enough to feed a family of 4 to 5, and you still have enough for a snack or two tomorrow or the next day.
And what is it?
Location up. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
Well, how have they been when it comes to getting you ready to identify the right location? Have they been good, in assisting you in narrowing it down?
They have been excellent. So, working with a local real estate agency, and we researched the area, researched different spaces that are available. Then we discussed it and see if it's a good fit. Good fit being enough traffic going by it, visible from the street, and like I said, that mix of commercial and residential to make sure it can sustain the business. And they've been very helpful in helping me identify locations.
And how does this kind of synergize with your medical practice, or is this two separate ventures for you?
It's really two separate ventures, but I can see some catering with some of my colleagues, and I think they would appreciate over some of the usual stuff that they get catered into their practice. I think it would be a good change for some physician and medical practice in the area.
Is your medical practice your own practice, or you're part of a larger entity?
It is my own practice.
So what are you a physician in?
I'm a sports medicine and rehab physician.
And how did that come about? What's your backstory in that?
Well, I've always been an athlete, and so I always wanted to work with athletic and athletic persons and athletes. So that's how I kind of fell in love with doing sports medicine and rehab. And the rehab function is those people that have suffered, let's say, a life-changing injury. I hope to increase their function and get them back to their normal or their new normal.
Do you do do you operate? Are you a surgeon, or you do rehab and physical therapy?
Yeah, non-operative. So I don't do physical therapy. I'm non-operative sports medicine and rehab. So
any advice? Any advice for the weekend warriors out there? And what are some of the are you seeing a lot of pickleball injuries?
Well, it is starting to pick up as far as pickleball injuries. But I see a lot of weekend warriors, as you just mentioned. A lot of people who was athletic in their youth and maybe one weekend try to do too much and injure themselves. And I usually see them and get them back to normal, or get them back happy and walking and running and enjoying life.
Now, what has it been like for you here in Atlanta? Is this a good market for you as an entrepreneur?
I think it is. The good thing about Atlanta and Atlanta surrounding areas, you have people that's coming from every part of the world and of the country. And so you get a good mixture of a little bit of everything. So it's a good pool to pull from for cuisines and for restaurants. I think it is a good fit.
Now, do you have any other ventures other than the restaurant and your medical practice?
That's it. My hands are full with those two.
Now, is your whole family going to be involved in the restaurant?
Mostly me. I have two young sons, one about to go to college and one will be going to high school in a couple of years. So they have other things they need to concentrate on. And my wife is also a physician, so she has other things she needs to concentrate on. So this is mostly me.
Now, how do you go about kind of building a team for a venture like this? Do you have somebody in mind before you started, or you got to hire somebody?
A little bit of both. I have some family members that worked with me before in my other restaurants that's coming down to help me with this. And we're going to also hire some local talent.
So what do you need more of? How can we help you?
Just to get the word out that we're coming and we'll be hiring soon. As soon as we find a great location, that we would like to hire some good local talent.
And then anything about Famous Dave's we should know about? You mentioned that feast, but is there like signature sauces or anything special you do like for holidays?
So we do special kind of menu items from holidays. Our sauces, our barbecue sauces, I think are the best out there. Several different varieties of barbecue sauce, one being the Georgia mustard, I think will really be big down here. Devil's Spitted, which is a nice, spicy, bold sauce that I love. So we have definitely, our sauces are great, and the side dishes are also great.
And then once you identify the location, how long does it take to build it out and get you operating?
Well, it really depends if it's already a restaurant. So if it's a second generation kind of project, I should be up in 6 months. If it's a shell, probably 8 months. If it's from ground up, that's a year to a year and a half. So I'm looking for something that's already pre-existing. So I'm planning for hopefully summer or fall of 25.
Have you been networking with the other restaurateurs in the area?
A little bit. But right now I've been kind of concentrating more on Famous Dave and some of the Famous Dave that are closer to us here, and just making sure that I have a good knowledge base before we open up.
What are some of the things they were telling you? What advice did they give you?
Right, just when you're the first in the area and you're competing against local chain, that it may be slow, but the quality food will win overall. So that's the main thing. Is just they want me to concentrate on, or the advice was to concentrate on, make sure you bring the best product to your customer. Then they will come. Well,
there's quite a few local chains, at least in the city, maybe not in the suburbs or exurbs.
Yes, it is. The competition is stiff, but I think the product that we'll be bringing to the market is superior to most of the out there. And I think the community will really be happy when we open.
Now, what's it like to make a decision like this when you know there's restaurants similar in the area, but you believe that this is better than what's out there? How do you kind of go about the pros and cons of getting involved in a venture like this?
What I did is did my research on the products that are already available in the area where I want to open, and make sure that what I'm bringing to the market is better than what's already there. If I thought it was a good barbecue product that was better than what Famous Dave would bring to the market, I wouldn't bring it. But I think this is superior to what's out there now. That's what I truly believe.
Right. So you believe it's exceptional, and people will come for the quality.
Right. Like that old saying, build it, they will come. I think if I open, they will come.
All right. Well, if somebody wants to learn more about the Famous Dave brand while they wait, what's the website?
www.famousdave.com. That's Dave's with a S. Dave's.
FamousDaves.com. Well, Dr. Derek S. Scott, thank you so much for sharing your story, doing important work, and we appreciate you.
If I could leave one more note, they also can contact me directly if they wanted more information about when I will be opening, or more information about the store itself. My email address is actually famousdavesga@aol.com. Okay,
famousdavesga@aol.com if they want a job or want to explore the opportunity.
That's it, exactly.
Good stuff. Well, thank you again for sharing your story.
Thanks for inviting me, and hopefully I can see you soon in the restaurant.
It sounds good. All right, this is Lee Cantor. We'll see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio.